We need better lighting in here. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So from the title, you guys know we're gonna be doing another animal video for you guys. This is definitely new territory for me. I've never had a setup like this before. I've always used traditional, like the black rim Aqueon tanks for any of my animals. You know, way back to when I had the bearded dragon like 6 years ago, I used a 55-gallon standard tank. I've never had anything like that. So today, this is my new White's tree frog setup. I did a basic cleaning and touch-up video on all the animals. You might have seen the White's tree frogs. They were originally in that 10-gallon there. So as you guys know, these are animals that like to climb. They're not necessarily animals that need a lot of floor space, but more height. So going from the 10-gallon to this 12x12 18 Exoterra, we took the space that was lengthwise and basically flipped it and made it vertical. The 12x12 by 18 Exoterra is about 11 gallons and some change, and then obviously the 10-gallon is 10 gallons. We didn't jump up in size too much, but these guys did get a little bit more space. Just really quick, I want to give you guys an update. The animal room, that's what I'm going to call it now, this is an animal room, kind of, is definitely expanding. We've got the reef tank, we've got the hamsters, the leopard gecko, we've got the White's tree frogs there, and then just a couple days ago, or yesterday, literally yesterday, I picked this up. Disclaimer, this is a temporary tank. I cannot stress that enough. Temporary. For how small it is, it's okay for right now, but since we set up the White's tree frogs and we've got an extra 10-gallon tank sitting there, I'm gonna go ahead and transfer over this animal to that tank. But right now, in this 2.5-gallon here, if we can take this off and not disrupt it too much, let me hold on, let me set you guys down. I'm gonna pull it out. Okay, so I'm not gonna take it fully out of its enclosure just because I don't want to disturb it too much. What we got right here is a Pacman frog. I mentioned this in the last video that I did with the animals involved. I said I was possibly going to be doing a Pacman frog or a bearded dragon, but the Pacman frog is such a simple and easy animal to keep. Very simple setup that I figured why not and go do it. My local pet store actually picked up, I think, like 3 of them, so I went in. This one is like a pineapple, strawberry something. I don't know the exact morph, but super cool animal. If you guys want to see a video of me setting it up in the 10-gallon, then comment down below. I'd be happy to do that. Pretty simple though right now. It's just got some eco earth here that is super moist with some sphagnum moss that is also very damp. So he or she just ate today. You can't really tell the size on camera, but like maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches across. Very small frog right now, but we definitely want to get her or him set up in that new enclosure. So we're gonna go out and buy some more eco earth at some point, put it in there, set them up with obviously some more hides and foliage. Like I said, very temporary setup, but I just want to show you guys that before we move on to the White's tree frogs. Without further ado, here is the White's tree frog setup. This setup was super fun to do. Like I said, this is new territory for me. I've only ever done the black rim, super simple tanks, and I was really opposed to getting an Exoterra just because of how expensive they are. But now that I have one, I understand. I bought this one secondhand. The lady that I bought it for never used it, but it's technically used, so I got it for 50 bucks. Super good deal. It's basically half off for never being used. I think it's a really good deal. So let's check it out. Couple things that I like about this Exoterra in particular, I guess Exoterras in general, is the front glass doors. Being able to pop it open and then open up the front, spray down the tank, do any feeding. So another thing that I really like about it is the Exoterra light fixture that I had sits perfectly on top of it. I don't know if you guys saw it in the other video, but I had it basically like Velcroed to the top of the shelf over there. It worked, but it was meant for this. So super stoked on that. But let's turn the camera around. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I have everything set up and possible plans for the future for this tank. So let's check it out. So I'm really hoping these guys don't jump out right now. We should be good, but let's open up the glass here. So to start out, like I said, this is a 12 by 12 by 18 high Exoterra, so that nice vertical space is exactly what we were going for. We've got a nice 4-inch layer of Eco Earth here. Reason I went so deep for this is just because we've got live plants in the tank. With that being said, it's not a true bioactive setup, so I'm not going to be getting this Eco Earth too damp so that, you know, bacteria doesn't grow in the substrate. There's no under tank heater. We've just got this fixture here with a 10.0 UVB bulb, and it puts off 13 watts. It's not super hot, keeps the tank at a nice 75 degrees. I usually try to keep the humidity between 40 to 60%, and that obviously varies throughout the day as it would in their natural habitat. Along with that, if we go in here, you guys can see there's an actual decent sized water dish in here. I have seen them go in it and on the rim, so I think they do use this water dish, obviously with distilled water in there, not tap water. If the humidity starts to go down, this heat here with the water evaporating, it keeps the humidity nice in this enclosure, or at least that's how it was in the 10-gallon over there. So I'm hoping it'll have the same effect in this enclosure as well. I don't know specifics for these plants except for the ficus tree in the back, but we've got a nice large leafy plant here. They love to sit on this guy, and then some lower plants just to fill in this front space here. Makes the tank look really nice. I want you guys to comment down below if you do think this setup is a little overcrowded. 2 juvenile White's tree frogs in here. Obviously they stay towards the top in the branch there, but do you think this tank is too crowded? Because I feel like it's not, but it might be. I'm not an expert on White's tree frogs, so if you guys think it's too crowded, let me know. I might be taking out a couple of these plants here, so we'll see. And to finish up with that, we've got a nice log there, and that's basically just for aesthetics. They, as you can see, like to sit on it, but there's no functionality to it other than aesthetics and them wanting to climb on it. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup. Super simple, super basic. We'll go ahead and close this up here so they don't jump out. And like I said, I spray this down twice a day. Try to keep the humidity in there pretty high for them. White's tree frogs can actually do pretty well without that high of humidity. This light is more so you can see the vivarium and plant growth, not so much for the frogs, but I'm sure they do enjoy it. They can distinguish night from day as well with the different light changes, so that's important as well. And then yeah, these guys pretty much just eat little crickets. I usually feed them once a day, if not once every other day. They're still juvenile, so they need to eat frequently until they get a little bit bigger. And that is pretty much all I have for you guys today. My camera's about to die, but I just wanted to show you guys the new addition as well as the new setup for the White's tree frogs. If you guys want to see a more in-depth on exactly how I did everything, or future videos with any setups, comment down below. If you guys want to see that 10-gallon setup for the Pacman Frog, then comment down below as well. With all that being said, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.